Btfc 2, Taunton 2. Leigh, what did you make of the performance today?
I thought it was a good game. Performance, I think, is always disappointing when you don't win, particularly when you're playing against a lower league opposition. But I don't think we can dig anybody out. I mean, I think it was a tough game. I think we played pretty well. I mean, obviously we had 3 new guys in the team. It's always difficult when you bring new players in. I don't think anybody really lacked on the fitness front, but perhaps, you know, if you've got some new players in the team, then, you know, there are a few differences there which sometimes don't make things run as smoothly as they do if they've been there all the time.
Do you question the 3 boys that was in today? Because for me, you don't start kids in a man's game, which would have been today.
I don't question the manager. It's his choice. Whoever he wants to bring in.
I didn't ask you, do you question the manager? I said, did you question the lineup?
Well, the manager picks the lineup, so I don't question his choice of lineup. No, I think, look, the best analyst we've got of football is hindsight. Yeah, and when you look at a game and you see how people perform, and you know you see what's happened, it's easy to say things after the event. But you know, I think what I would say is that the manager picked the team that he wanted to pick, and you know, he picked a team that he thought was good enough to win the game. And you know, as the game unfolded, we saw that there were several changes which needed to be made, which helped the performance. So, you know, I don't ever question the manager. I think he's just come in, give him a chance, and see how it all works out. We're not out of the cup. We got a tough game to play on Wednesday night, which we probably didn't want. But you know, we go again, and we're still in the cup. There's still that 25 grand to make, and still the first round open to us.
Obviously, we've now got to ignore the draw on Monday. Going into Wednesday, would you pick the team that started round about the 60th minute? Because that, for me, is when we started to play better. And Taunton didn't really sniff a chance except from corners when Dino and Jamie came on.
I think that, you know, the team that we pick will be pretty similar, I would think, but you know, there might be a couple of changes. I think certainly when Dean Inman came in, you could see that the defence was a lot more solid. I think that you've got to acknowledge the fact that we didn't concede any more goals after Dean came on. You know, obviously they were down to 10, which makes a difference, but I think, you know, one of the things that we've had this season, which we didn't have last season, the defence has looked a bit more solid, and I think that comes from consistency of selection. So, you know, I think probably that Dean would come in, or Ricky Hales alongside Scott Doe, and I think if you're asking me what I think the strongest defence is, then that would be the one. Also, I think in midfield it worked reasonably well. I think Jamie came on and added a bit more impetus. So, you know, I think we've got a strong squad here which the manager can select from, and if he wants to make a couple of changes for Taunton, you know, based on players' fitness, what he wants for Saturday, and how he actually saw Taunton play today and what he thinks is best, then yeah, that's fine by me. But I don't think, you know, I think you're probably going to see most of the team play on Wednesday that you saw play today.
Do you think obviously them being at home on Wednesday, not Tuesday, gives them the psychological advantage?
Well, the team's always going to be happy to get you back to their place. And you know, Taunton, if you look at how they've done under the new manager, you know, there've been question marks on their away form. They won at Dorchester in the last game, you know, on an artificial pitch. But you know, they remember the night they had against St Albans. You know, they'll remember beating Hemel Hempstead, and they'll feel quite confident that they can go and get a result. I mean, I think a big thing for me is they'll have Ryan Brett back for the second game. He's their most creative player. A lot of stuff comes through him in midfield, so I think he'll certainly be somebody that will cause us problems on Wednesday night.
All right, thanks, Lee.
Okay, thanks.